Okay, good to see everybody again. The weeks begin to fly by as we go through this season. I'll open up. I'm going to be a little bit longer than normal, just in a couple things I want to bring to light real quick, and then we'll take questions as normal. First, just want to say a huge effort and congratulations to our football program, university, and our fan base. I think seasons go through the complete ups and downs and adversity that we all can imagine. Sometimes you don't hear about all of them. And what I mean is certainly we started the football game at offensive line with four starters out. We just went back-to-back road trips where our team got back at 5 a.m. last weekend. Our team finished out a road trip from Monroe where there was a terrible accident that affected our trip home on the interstate, and we got back at 2 a.m. We had a lightning and rain hit us directly right after the game, where you saw a ton of support staff, people that don't get coverage that we all get, that are running through the rain, packing up our locker room, dumping drinks into the trucks, loading up equipment, and doing the things that nobody sees while getting poured upon. You see families waiting on their young men to get out of the locker room just for a hug after the game that traveled to see us, and trying to avoid lightning and rain. We had two buses break down on the way to the game in a short 7-minute trip. You saw staff, coaches, and everybody jumping off of buses, reloading equipment, bags, and everything to other buses. And our players just go through and say, you know what, we handle adversity, we handle hard, smile at it. We got them right where we want them. Get off the bus, go circle up, and go play a game and do it the Troy way. So our medical team, that was the hottest game we'd played in all season. Our medical team puts in up to 13 IVs at halftime. It looks like a triage unit when we walk into the locker room at half, and everybody just doesn't flinch and gets the job done. So I just want to say a huge thanks to all that is seen and unseen, and people that function a Troy way, which is blue collar. No job is too big or too little for us. And we're going to have some humility in how we live and how we work and how we play and run our organization. And I'm very proud of this football team and this place. So I wanted to open up with that. The last thing I'll say is we're very happy to welcome back the 2000 Southland Championship football team this weekend that we'll honor in a huge game for us this weekend. It's another huge test for us in playing a storied program in Lafayette, and I know our guys are excited to be up for another great challenge. With that, I'll take questions. Thank you.
Coach, have you had talks with your team now about sustaining success? Obviously, 4 wins in a row. I know that can be a challenge as a coach. What have you said to them during this period?
It's an excellent question, and it's sometimes harder to manage that than it is failure. And the answer is absolutely I have. We've read different poems and different readings of things that we address our team when we set our mindset for the week about how you handle it. And it's got to be process driven. It's got to be leadership driven from our players and our staff that puts a premium on quit looking at scoreboards and records and just get lost in a process of improving. How much better can we get? What is our best? And quit worrying about the opponent as much as how much can we be at our best. And I think that's the continued messaging as we find maybe a different way to deliver it. But that has been it week by week.
Hey, Coach, so 7 games into the season, you've already surpassed your win total from last year. You talked about this blue-collar mindset you guys have. Do you think you've seen a shift in that over the past 2 years?
I think so. I think for us, I also say that before winning happens, there has to be, signs of it within a practice and your preparation. And if you all remember last year when we were going through a really tough run of consecutive losses and trying to find ourselves an identity and get it fixed, the thing that we did do well is our coaches and all of us stayed really tight to each other, and our practice habits and the way we practice improved. And there were reasons to see that we were going to find a way to win football games. So sometimes the winning ways don't show up to the public on game day as quick as you would want them to, but there better be signs of it in practice. And I would say that now we're reaping the byproducts of a year of preparation, a year of filtering the roster the right way to be able to handle as many injuries as we've had, and then just go to work on how do we wire ourselves to make sure the right people are in the right places to play winning football on Saturdays. So I know that's a lengthy answer, but the truth is I think that you have to prepare in such a way that everybody is continuing to improve and that your practice habits reflect winning habits on Saturday.
And can you guys hear me now? I know we always have issues with my mic. Okay,
You're on.
perfect.
We're good.
It
Path
got
to better.
fixed. Yes, we're good. So you just said that sometimes winning is harder than losing, and staying that, riding that momentum, and being back at home this week. How does that look like for practice for you guys to focus on that, but not just to be comfortable with, oh, we're home, we're on the 4-game winning streak, but keeping that tough adversity mindset that you guys really seem to thrive on?
Well, we better. I hold myself directly responsible for it, Sarah. But that is the secret sauce. I watched a couple different interviews with Nick Saban and Coach Saban talking about managing success and how you do so this morning early, and just finding different ways of how other great coaches and people in our profession that are revered have dealt with it. And I think it's probably smart of me to try to copy those, because I'm in year 2. Certainly don't have a resume like his. He knows better than me. I also think, like, let's keep some humility here. The fact is we went over to Lafayette, Louisiana last year, and they beat us up. You know, we tried to close the game and fought. They returned a kickoff for us, broke the game open, and got after us and beat us up on their field. And that is something that I would think would keep us very humble in this football game, because we have a tall task.
Coach, what have you seen from Louisiana on film?
They have great players all over the field. They're long, they're big, they're strong. It's a developmental program that lives in the high school ranks, and you can tell that. Coach Des does a great job, and you can see it all over the tape. Their defense is one of the tops in the conference. They've given up very few points, especially the last couple weeks. They're playing very physical, very hard on that side of the ball. Offensively, they've been inconsistent, dealing with injuries and all those things, I know, and certainly very similar for us. So the game will be what Sunbelt games are, a one-score game to turnover margin, and who can execute the best in critical downs and critical situations.
And I know it's been about 5 weeks now. Is there any updated timetable on Goose Crowder's return?
Not dodging the question at all, progressing very well, continuing to gain strength, has added more throwing to his regimen each week, and beginning to put on pads and get back in it. So we're getting very close. No real update on his availability, direct availability, but we're getting really close.
And some of those other injured players, do you kind of have an update on them and what that looks like heading into this week, health-wise?
Yeah, specifically 2 of them would be Paul Bowling and Eli Russ of our O-line, and they did not play last weekend. That not playing has helped them heal up more. So we believe that they will be available for this week, and certainly have shown great strides leading into the beginning of this one.